Hi, my name is Joni Johnson, and I'm one of the co-founders of FPC Fit Pregnancy Club in New York City. And today we're going to put you through a newborn strength prep workout. As always, I want you to consult your doctor or care provider and get the clearance for a workout. So in motherhood and during pregnancy, there are a lot of everyday tasks that put a lot of extra strain on our bodies because of the extra weight, the relaxin and the ligaments. And this workout is going to help you set up that muscle memory, and as well as the muscle memory, developing that belly pump, wrapping of the abdominal wall, lifting through the pelvic floor to support our structure so we don't injure ourselves as we're doing things like picking up toys or putting a newborn down in the crib. So let's get started. We're going to start with that foundational breath work that is so important here at FPC. I want you to bring both of your hands to your belly. And as you breathe in, I want you to fill the diaphragm with air. So a lot of us are upper chest breathers. This is a stress response in our bodies. Send that air deep and low. And as you inhale, you feel the diaphragm, feel the bottom of the rib cage kind of travel out and front and back. And then as you exhale, the front of that rib cage just closes. The abdominal wall wraps closer to your body. So inhale, fill, release. And then exhale. We call this the belly pump. We're pumping that abdominal wall closer to our midline. If you're pregnant, you can think about giving the baby a little hug. Inhale, fill, release. Exhale, wrap that abdominal wall, pull it closer, and pump. Now we're gonna add the pelvic floor. So the pelvic floor muscle is a complex grid of muscles front to back from your pubic bone to your tailbone. So as you inhale, I want you to release and open the pelvic floor. That release is just as important as strengthening it. And then as you exhale, we're gonna perform a Kegel, front to back, full hammock of muscles up towards the center of our body. So that inhale is the release, that exhale is the lift. And we're gonna do that in concert with the diaphragm. So inhale, fill, expand, exhale, pump, and Kegel. This foundation is what's gonna keep your core, your structure, your spine safe as you do those everyday activities like lifting and reaching. Take one more here. Inhale, fill, release. Exhale, pump, and Kegel. Good. We're gonna put some bigger movements into the body here, get ourselves ready to do that reaching and stretching and lifting. Take the shoulders in the other direction. Good, we're just warming up the joints. I want you to take a big inhale overhead, breathe in. Exhale, pump and Kegel, working that breath. Inhale, fill. Exhale, release. Take an arm overhead, we're gonna lunge into that right leg. Good, so we're adding some weight over to the right side of the body. Little bend in the knee. Open through the chest, over to the other side. So we're gonna reach and lunge, reach and lunge. Give me two more here. Two. Last one, good. And then I want you to pick the knees up, getting ready for those bigger movements. Give me two more, good. Take a few kickbacks, warming up the quads. Four more, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go into a little squat here and release. We're gonna do 5 of these. Just to turn on those glutes, so really stick that butt out behind you as you go down. One more. Good, and then we're gonna go into some arms. So you can do 2, 5, we use 8s here at FPC. The average newborn is 7 pounds, so we wanna get those mom arms ready. I want you to lean down, wrap that abdominal wall to pick up your weights. We never wanna just bend over and pick. We wanna wrap the abs to support the spine as we do it. Open through the chest. Those postural muscles are always really important. And find that inhale in the diaphragm. Exhale, wrap the abdominal wall, Kegel as you take the bicep curl. Good, 10 of these. So this is 2. Good. If you feel like you're compromising in your form at all, you're rounding the shoulders forward, downgrade with the weights. Use that exhale to support the movement. Slight bend in the knees. Good. We're gonna take 4 more of these. 4, release, 3, release, 2, and 1. We're gonna take this into an overhead press. So open up through the chest, exhale, push those weights overhead. Good, so you can think of this as putting a heavy box up on a top shelf. That exhale, that abdominal wrap is gonna support your spine, support the structure. Good, we're almost there. We've got 5 more of these. Don't forget that pelvic floor. Is it turned off or on? I want you to turn it on. 4 more. 3, Good. 2, last one. Nice. So now we're gonna take a slight bend forward, crease in the hips, open up through the chest. Bring the weights in front, palms facing one another. We're gonna exhale, wrap that abdominal wall, lift to the pelvic floor as we take the arms out to the sides. So nice and slow here. Lots of control. Those glutes are slightly turned on because your butt's facing the back wall. This is 4. We're gonna go for 10. 5. Stay open through the shoulders and the chest. 6. If you feel any pressure in the lower back, either switch to a lower weight or pull that abdominal wall in even closer. Good. 2 more here. Last one. Good. Open up through the shoulders. Postural muscles. We're gonna lift and return. This is your exhale as we come up and return. 4, 5. We're thinking about pulling the shoulder blades together. Yep, lats are traveling down the back. There's lots of length in the spine. Slight bend in the knees. Give me 2 more here. You've got this. 2 and 1. And then we're gonna go into some tricep kickbacks, my favorite muscle. So we're gonna take a little bit of a squat knee, lower body, weight in your heels, tuck those elbows in tight, open up through the chest, and then we're gonna exhale, kick back. So as you do this, I want you to flex that arm. So you see that little cut if you look at yourself in a mirror. 4, good. 5, again, those glutes are turned on. 6, straight back, open chest. 7, stick with it. 8, 9, last one. 10, I want you to hold here, rotate the palms to the ceiling. 10 little pulses. These are really difficult right now. Woo! Give me 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Wrap that abdominal wall to put the weights back down. Take a breath here, grab a sip of water, and we're just gonna reset ourselves for a moment because we're gonna go through that series one more time. So get back to that belly pump breath. The sooner you can bring your breath back down to the diaphragm, the sooner you're gonna regain focus, regain energy, bring more calm into the body. One more breath here. Exhale. Good. Wrap that abdominal wall, lift through the pelvic floor, pick those weights back up again. And here we go. 10 curls. 1, release. 2, that's it. 3, these are gonna feel a lot harder the second time around. 4, 5, 6, and you might for the second set have to go down in the weight, and that's okay. We'll build those mom arms up. They'll get there. Good. We're gonna take the overhead press, open up through the chest, take the arms overhead. Shoulder blades are sliding down your back. That's your exhale, pump and kegel as you come overhead. 5 more. 5, these are tough. 6, 7, 8, breaking a sweat, getting a little shaky. 9, last one. 10, find that posture, weight in your heels, slight crease in the hips forward. Exhale, wrap that abdominal wall, fly the arms out. Exhale, good. Really working that transverse muscle. That transverse is a deep corset muscle. Also referred to as a TVA. You'll hear it cued as TVA sometimes. Good, give me 3 more. And 2, and 1. Back to those shoulder shrugs. Roll the shoulders back, chest is open. Exhale, good, release. So every time you hear me exhaling, you know that I'm lifting through that pelvic floor and I'm wrapping that abdominal wall. If you're pregnant, you can think about pulling the baby closer to you as you do it, or if you're postpartum, just think of those abs or corset cinching in nice and tight. Onto those tricep kicks, weight in the heels, open chest, elbows tucked in tight, and we're gonna kick back, flex that tricep muscle. Good, that's the exhale right there at the top. That's the hardest part of the movement. That's when you wanna put the most support in the spine. Oh, good, we've got 5 more of these. 5, 6, 7, keep that weight in the heels. 8, 2 more, 9. We're gonna rotate the palms up to the ceiling. This is the hard one. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have a full body shake going on right now. And 10. Wrap that abdominal wall to put the weights back down on the floor. Again, grab a sip of water if you need it. Bring the hands to the belly. Try to get back to that diaphragm breath. We breathe in and we breathe out. It might take you a few moments of upper chest breathing to regain that composure. Like that. Good. And then you can take it down into the diaphragm again. Good. Close the eyes if you need to focus. One more breath here. Good. We're gonna wrap that abdominal wall, always. We're gonna cue that pelvic floor to pick up our weight, and we're gonna take what we call crib reaches. Really important to protect our structure. As we're laying a baby down into the crib, we never wanna round ourselves forward, or when we're picking the baby back up. This is a movement that we repeat many times. So I want you to set up the muscle memory to protect yourself. Weight in your heels. We're gonna go into a traditional squat in the lower body. This is your inhale, fill. We're gonna put the baby down. So we're gonna exhale, wrap, support our core, lift through the pelvic floor as the arms go away from the body. And then inhale up through the center. So this is your exhale. 2. We're gonna do 5 of these in each direction. 3. Up. Inhale, exhale. Good. Last one. Glutes go out. Nice. And then switch the breath and the movement. So we're gonna inhale down through the center. This is the picking the baby up. The pelvic floor is released, the abdominal wall is soft, and then we're gonna tighten everything. Hug our abdominal wall closer to us as we lift the baby up out of the crib. Good. Inhale to the center. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Good. So if you're pregnant, you can practice this with an 8-pound weight. If you're postpartum, every time you pick up your newborn, I want you to use that breath to support the core. Okay, this one's a doozy, I'm gonna warn you. We're gonna come down to the floor. And for some reason in parenthood, we find ourselves in this position a lot. We've come down to the floor to play or to pick up something. We have a newborn in our arms, and a lot of us struggle to get up out of the floor with that baby in our arms. So we're gonna work on strengthening that muscle. I want you to drive your right heel into the floor. Tuck your left toes. This is your inhale, fill. Exhale, as we stand up, weight in the heel, to bring the leg up to the top. Then we're gonna stay on the same leg for 10 times. So we're gonna go 2 and release. And 3 and release. Don't forget to use that breath, that exhale as you step up, lifting through the pelvic floor. Good. Now these get tougher as they go on, as you can imagine. You're really gonna feel this in the lower body. You're gonna see I'm gonna get a little sluggish here till the end. We've got 2 more on this right side. Oh. And down. Last one. Good, and down. Put this weight down for a second. Grab yourself a sip of water, reset. Just take a moment. And then we're gonna go over to the other side. So if you're like me, you're gonna find that you have one leg that might be stronger than the other. This is my weak side. We're gonna drive that heel down into the floor. We're gonna inhale, fill the diaphragm, release the abdominal wall, and then to stand up, pick up, turn on that pelvic floor, and wrap the abs closer to you. So that's 1 of 10. Good, and back down. And 3, whoop, and down. And 4, good, stick with it. We're almost halfway there. That's halfway. Good, 5 more of these. Keep that chest open. As they get tougher, you're gonna wanna slouch forward. 4 more, we've got this. 3, okay, and 2, and down, and last one. Good, and come on down. Let's put that weight off to the side. Again, grab yourself a sip of water, especially if you're pregnant. We want to make sure we're staying hydrated through all of our workouts. And then we're just going to stretch. So I want you to start with a little bit of a quad stretch here. So staying up on the legs, we just did a ton of work on the quads. Just take a little lean back and take it to the place where you feel that stretch at the front of the legs. So if you're more flexible, it might be lower to the ground, or if you're not at all, it might even be up here till you feel that stretch in the quads. Just breathing into it. Use this as a chest opener as well. I want you to roll the shoulder blades back. Try to find that deep belly breath right away. Good. Let's come down to sitting. Any comfortable position. Take the arms across the body. Big breath in, big breath out. Drop that arm behind the head. Little gentle pressure on the elbow there. Big breath in, big breath out. Over to the other side, take it across the body. Drop the shoulder down. Good. Behind the head and out. Nice. I want you to take both legs out in a small V. Inhale, fill, lift up out of the hips, and then exhale. We're just gonna take a little bend forward wherever you are comfortable. So again, it might be here, it might be flat, or if you've got a belly, it might not be much of anything at all. Flex through those toes, use the breath to support the stretch. So we're gonna inhale, hold where you are, exhale to try to deepen into it. Good. One more breath here. Nice. You should feel a nice stretch down the back of the hamstrings. Bring the soles of the feet together. Lifting up out of the hips again. Exhale forward. Use the weight of the head to add to the stretch. One breath here. Exhale. Come up out of it. Find yourself in a seated position. We're gonna end with that belly breath. So bring the hands to the abs, to the baby. Close your eyes. Head reaches to the top of the ceiling. Your sits bones are rooted down into the floor. Make sure you're working that diaphragm as you breathe in. Exhale. And focus on releasing all of the muscles of the inner and outer core unit. So all the abs are nice and soft. You might have to give yourself a little bit of massage. Make sure you release that muscle at the very lowest part of the abdominal wall, right above the pubic bone. Release. Release the pelvic floor. Think of it as opening, widening. During pregnancy, we want to strengthen that pelvic floor, but we also want to focus on the release of it as well. We have to be able to release it for labor and delivery. Good. One more breath here. Inhale, fill, and exhale, release.